Good afternoon, y'all. It's barely afternoon here. I'm Marlene Bush, and this is Stitching by the Lake, and I'm in Hot Springs, Arkansas, where when I got up this morning, it was 18 degrees with a wind chill of 8. I don't even know what to say. That is not Arkansas, y'all. We are in the South. It happens occasionally, but not often. And not often is exactly the way I like it. It would be okay if it was accompanied by a 2-inch snow that was beautiful and gone the next day. But that's not the way it happens. It is gorgeous out there today. I mean, if you could see out, there's not a cloud in the sky. It's the most gorgeous color of blue I have ever seen. I have a pine tree out in the front that's green, as pine trees are, so that of course is beautiful against that blue. And then the big oak tree, which has not one leaf left on it because we've had lots of high winds this year, lots of high winds, and thankfully they're gone. I did finally find a guy who would work in my yard, and I'm so grateful for him. He came and mulched all the leaves, and my yard looked really, really nice. It's got a few more leaves down now, but not enough to worry about. And he'll be back in a couple of weeks to do some actually getting ready for spring kind of things. We have a circle driveway, and all the way from one side to the other is the row of tall zebra grass. If you're not familiar with that, it's kind of like pampas grass, but the fronds are smaller and the leaves are a little bit different color. Anyway, they have to be cut down in February, mid-February, somewhere in there, to get ready for spring. And also the crepe myrtles need to be trimmed, and so he's going to come back and do that for me, and I'm pretty excited. What's going on here? Well, the cold obviously has affected my hair. What, you people in the north, what do you do about static electricity? Because like when I got up this morning, my hair was standing straight up. I look like one of those comic book characters. Who is it? Is it one of the Charlie Brown kids? I don't know. Somebody whose hair stands straight up. I sprayed and sprayed, but I don't know what you do about that. Anyhow, that's enough about that. Today is, did I say that today's the 21st? And it's just a little bit afternoon. I am, what's going on in my life? COVID has taken a big hit here in Arkansas, so I have been staying in. In fact, I had to go back to the podiatrist yesterday. I told y'all I was having a problem with my foot, and it was the first day I'd been out of my house in 12 days. It really doesn't bother me. I am a homebody, and I get my groceries delivered, and I watch my church services online, and we're not people who go out to eat frequently, so it's not really that big a deal. There are times when I think, oh, I'd love to go to Hobby Lobby, and then I think, well, maybe I better not do that. Maybe I'll wait. And so it saved me some money too, because you know how Hobby Lobby is. It's like Mecca for cross-stitchers or something. I don't know. Anyway, what else? I'm trying to Instagram a little more. I'm terrible at Instagram. But I'm trying, and one of the reasons I'm trying is because I'm posting some snapshots of people on Flosstube, some that you know, some that are newer Flosstube people, so that you might go and check them out. I know that it's discouraging when not very many people watch, so I'm hoping that they'll pick up a few viewers from that. So I'm working on that. Y'all look around for me more. My Instagram name is not the same as my Flosstube name. My Instagram name is mbushretired. I think that's what it is. Oh, another thing I wanted to tell you was I had mentioned in my last video or the one before that I asked about postage, and I told y'all that I had sent a bunch of patterns, about 100 of them off, and had sold them, and they are now listed online at 1884 Stitchery. McKenna bought all of those. And so there, if you're interested and if you're looking for some older patterns, you might look on there. She has some great stuff, and some new samplers coming out that I'm excited to see. So thank you to McKenna. And I had a giveaway last time, so where did I put that? Hold on one second. Okay, got it. Actually, I had several. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe giveaways. Anyway, this magazine, 365 Stitches, is going to Charge 57, CHARJ 57. I'll put my email address down below in that box, so look for it down there. And please, email me your mailing information. Don't send it in Messenger. Don't send it on Instagram Messenger either, because I'm trying to be better, but I'm not better yet, y'all. I'm a work in progress, so I don't get those checked quite as often. I don't want to miss you. Let's see, the quilt, this little quilt, which is called Flowers for Isabel, is going to go to, let's see, Inherited Stitches. Inherited Stitches. This Brenda Gervais Wordplay December is going to Diane Myers, Myers, Diane Myers. This linen, which is a 32 count natural, is going to Rustic Threads Stitching. And y'all, she used to make Flosstube videos and stopped for a while, and she's back now, and they're fabulous. Rustic Threads Stitching. I'll try to remember to link her below. Check her out because she's really good. And then this quilt and embroidery pattern for the Witch's Boot is going to Teresa Laboda. So, if you all would let me know what your mail information is, I'll get them out. And I don't promise to get them out in a day or two. I will do them all at once when I can make just one trip to the post office. So, in a week or so, after I get all the names. All right. There were a couple of questions that I remember were in my last comments, and one was about one of the samplers that is on my list to stitch. If I did not answer you, please ask me again, because when I went back to look, I had trouble finding some of those comments. And also, someone asked me for a gumbo recipe. Jerry doesn't have a gumbo recipe, y'all. He has a list of ingredients that he wrote down when his mother made it so many years ago. I will say that she had it written on a card, a recipe of sorts. And our oldest daughter for Christmas had that recipe etched into an oval wooden piece. That's just beautiful, and Jerry loves it. But it doesn't have all of the ingredients. It has chicken and okra, but it didn't have, he puts sausage, like smoked sausage or kielbasa or something in it, and he puts shrimp, and he puts crawfish tails in it. Those were not on the recipe. Other than that, it's really a standard recipe. If you want that recipe, then email me, and I will take a picture of what she has, and with those additions you would want to add. And I'll send that to you, okay? But I don't have just a recipe that would tell you line by line what to do, okay? That's just kind of the way he cooks. Not that he cooks a lot anymore. He used to, but as he's gotten older, he's kind of gotten away from that, and he doesn't cook quite as much. His mother made some wonderful things. She made, I suppose, her family was from Louisiana. So some of what she did was what we would categorize as Cajun cooking. I don't know if this is or not, but she made something called turnip stew. It was a stew made with a pork roast and a brown gravy and onions and celery and that kind of stuff, and turnips cut up in it. No potatoes or anything like that, but it had turnips. And oh my goodness, that was the best stuff. I don't even like turnips, but it was good. It was really good. That was one that I thought was real unusual that she made, that he didn't carry forward. I think his brother may cook that. She also made a wonderful oyster pie. It was a huge deep dish pie, again with a roux, a brown gravy, and oysters in a big flaky crust. And I hate oysters. Hate oysters with a passion. But I took the oysters out and gave them to Jerry and ate the rest of it, and it was really good. Funny. Okay, what's going on cross-stitch wise? Let's talk about FFOs first, because I need some help. Y'all, getting older is just not easy, I'm telling you. It's just not easy. So y'all can save me a little work today. I don't remember when I showed this last, when I finished this, because I can't look it up. And I can't look it up because I don't know the name of it. I cannot remember the name of this. So, it is now framed, whatever it is. And I'm sure I will remember sooner or later if I just sit it over here in the corner and look at it every once in a while and go through my list and say, are you this one or are you this one? But it'd be a lot easier if one of y'all could just tell me. What is the name of this sampler? Isn't it pretty? My initial and my mother's initial. Marlene and Wilma. My mother's name was Wilma Jewel, and she was a jewel. This one was very difficult to frame. I worked a long time on it because this line is not even with this line. And so there were lots of measurements that had to be taken across there. And I pinned and I pinned and I repinned. But it's beautiful and I love it and I can't wait to hang it up. But I can't hang it up until y'all tell me what the name of it is so I can put the information on the back. Sorry, y'all. It is what it is, right? Okay, whilst Iris Naps has this adorable gingerbread pattern. Isn't that cute? It's a PDF download. So, all of my careful lining things up in that basket just got dumped out. Oh well. And here is my finish on the gingerbread man. I love the lace that I found to put on the sides. I like my little red bow and my star, but he needs something right here or right here. I need to add something. A button or two. I thought I might look for some star buttons or some snowflake buttons. Somebody told me Walmart had some pretty white snowflake buttons. I might look for those if I ever go back to Walmart. Sometimes I feel like I just am not going, I'm locked in here, not getting out, you know. Okay, that was my second fully finished object. I also told y'all last time I was working on berries from In Friendship's Way. And I worked on those Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Yeah, that's what it was. And I can show you some of them without showing the pattern, like this one. This is called Leona's Strawberry. Some of them have the strawberry on the same page as the pattern. This one is called Barb's Strawberry. Mildred's Strawberry. There are 5 of these. This one is JJ's, and I may have shown that last time. That was the first one I did, I think. And then Emily's Strawberry. And I finished all 5 of those. Whoa. Strawberries are tumbling here. Excuse me, y'all. I tried to do all the tops in a different way. And I put different initials on them. This one has my daughter Lori's initials on it. I don't know where you can see that best, but maybe right here. LB. And I put wool, a little wool cap, and a white button. This one has my daughter-in-law, Mandy, MB, and this little butterfly. And I used just a little flat ribbon and this brown button. Too cute. This one doesn't have an initial on it, but it's one that I finished on New Year's Eve, so it does have the year 2021. This one has my sister's initial on it, S. She doesn't really care for strawberries, but I do, so that's all good. And I have this little cap that I bought at the Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock. And then this one has my oldest daughter, Tammy, so it's TB, and it has the little birds on it. Another button on that one. I'm not very good with the ribbon. And I'm not very good with the tops on these, and I'll show you why I say that when I show you this one. This is the French pattern that I showed y'all last time, and I was worried about getting my strawberry cut because I sewed it the wrong direction on the fabric. And I did the Santa. He is huge. He is a huge Santa. All of those strawberries were done on a 36 count, just scraps of fabric that I have, but this one is done on a 32 count raw silver, and I got this pattern and this fabric at the Shepherd's Needle. Now, I struggled. I put lizard litter, walnut shells, in this up to about here, and then filled it with a polyester fill, but I could not get this puffed out. So I'm going to take this off and redo it. But not today. I put just a little wool felt cap, and I tried a covered button, but I'm not happy with the fabric on that. So this top part of this one, over the next few weeks, I will do some changing. I want to think about that for a while, and if you've got a suggestion, I'd love to hear it. I love him. I love the size of him. I have one or two others that I've made that are that large, but I only made them with fabric, not with a cross-stitched piece. So I bought some new sheets recently. Well, why in the world am I telling you that? Because they come now in these, well, I ordered them from Amazon. They come in these bags that have this little wire frame. And y'all, they're just wonderful. I bought 2 sets, so I have 2 of these bags, and I love them. And then I have a refinish. A couple of years ago, I went to the Silver Needle in Tulsa for a retreat with Teresa Vanette at Shakespeare's Peddler. And we had a piece there that I finished, and she had a paper mache book that we put them on. No, it was the box. We put it on a box, but it would look like a book. Anyway, I never could find anything I really wanted to do with that piece. I couldn't find a place in it for my house, and so I decided I would take that apart and redo it and make it into a pillow, which I did. And it looks like this. I don't know the name of this piece, and I'm sure it was probably on. And you can see I put a little pocket on the back for scissors. So I guess it's a scissor keep. But it will be cute on my little side table that is right next to my stitching chair. Love this little house barn, whatever it is. It's more of a house, I guess. I love the willow trees. How sweet. Bees. Everything was bee themed. Love that. So, those are my FFOs. Move those out of the way. And go on to FOs. And I've got another box here. It's not all FOs, y'all. There, you can see it right there. And I've got a whole bunch of things in there. First, I wanted to show you, I told y'all before I have a bunch of these bags and I'm struggling with making them prettier. Uh-oh, sorry. I got something stuck on there. And I put some quilt blocks on the front. And this week I found this. I know you can't see it very good, but it's a handkerchief with an S on it, and that's my sister's initial. So I decided I would fold it and put it on. It's a nice little bag like that, don't you think? And I've got a bunch of handkerchiefs. If y'all can think of a better way to put a hanky on the front of this, what I did was, this is a zipper here too for this pocket, and folded it and stitched it right across the top, and then I glued it underneath so it would be really good and stable. And when I see her again, I'll give that to her. I've made, I think, 3 or 4 bags this week, or maybe 2. I'm like a fisherman exaggerating, aren't I? Out of the tea towels that I told you about. And one of them, I think is, yeah, one of them's in here, and I'll show you in just a little while. I also finished Love You. And this is Hands-On Design, and it's her free pattern from 21. She makes a free one every year for her anniversary. And I think I've done the rest of these into pillows, and I will probably do the same with this one. And use this ticking. That's my plan right now. Okay. Sorry, I'm lost over here in my notes. Okay. I knew I was coming to whips and I couldn't find where I wrote them all down. So, dingy. 75 is just dingy. That's all I can tell you. Okay. Last time I showed you my ongoing projects that I have about 4 or 5 that are a series that I'm trying to work on. And wordplay was one of them. I gave away the December wordplay. This one that I am working on now is January. I can't tell if that's upside down for you. No, there we go. January. Brenda Gervais. I worked on it, and it is a 36 count mystery. Excuse me. I have to see where I put it because I've lined up a bunch of them for you. Oh, it's all the way at the back. I'll come back to this one and show it to you in just a minute because I have some others on top of it. I worked on my second oldest whip, which is Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais. And it looks like this. I'm trying to spend at least, somebody asked me to please hold these up a little longer. Sorry, I completely forgot. There you go. I'm trying to work on each of these at least 3 days. I've hung these all on top of each other, so it would be easier. I don't know that that's any easier, but here's what I have done. I had already stitched all of this down to about right here. The trees were done, but not the trunks of them. and this was done. So I've stitched the flowers from here down, put the trunks on the trees, stitched this basket, and the fence and most of the gate. Those are the most beautiful colors together. When I looked at them separately, I wasn't sure. I just wasn't sure. But they are beautiful when they are combined. And I think that's true of a lot of things. If you look at one color alone, it's not quite right or it's not your taste. But when you combine it with the others that go with that pattern, it ends up being gorgeous. I'm pretty sure as people we're kind of like that too. We're much prettier when we're all in a group. Or better. Maybe not prettier. Anyway, that's your wisdom for today. I had a new start. Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow. This is by Carriage House Samplings. It's huge. Really huge. Very long and slender. I'm doing it with the Called For Silks. It took me a couple of years to gather all of those because that would have been quite expensive to do at once. So I just, whenever I would go to the shepherd's needle, I would add a few. The stitch count is 185 wide by 614 high. My silks are all on these milk thread floss holders, and this is what they look like. Goodness, you're not seeing all the pretty colors. See? Now, I would never have picked that green by itself, but with the others, it's really pretty. I had hoped to get across the top banner. Didn't quite make it, but I got a good bit of it done. From here over to here is done, and then I added this one little leaf. It does have a spider that comes down here and here, which I think I'm going to leave out. And there are a couple of blocks that are primarily Halloween, and I will probably leave those out as well and just have it be autumn. I usually get fabric 3 inches wider and on each side. This is how long that fabric is, y'all. Oh, I can't even get it all in there. It's going to be long. But if I leave a couple of blocks off, it won't be quite that long. Still. And then, yes, Miss Mary Mack. Abby Bellastitch gave this to me. I want to say it was 2018, but I still can't remember that for sure. It's La-Di-Da pattern. And here's a testimony, y'all. I struggled trying to stitch on this. I did a little, but I struggled because it was on 36 count straw. And I was having such trouble seeing. And I've said this on my video before. My cataracts are not bad enough for surgery. But my eyelids were. My eyelids had drooped so that they were pushing my eyelid down, which was blocking some of the light that I was getting. It has helped so much that last night I stitched on a 36 count with a good light, but no magnifier, just my reading glasses. Now, I wear very strong reading glasses. I wear a 4.5, but I've been wearing those for a couple of years and still couldn't see. So that tells you how much more light I've been able to get in order to stitch. I will be able to stitch a 40 count with a magnifier pretty easily, I think. So that's coming up. I'm going to be trying that again. I've tried it before, but I'll be trying it again. So that really worked well for me. I've had a couple of people ask me about it. I am using this silk, which I've not used before. It's called Splendor by Rainbow Gallery. It says it's made in France. I've had it a long time, but it's working very well. Pretty thread. And this is what I've done on Miss Mary Mack. I started, let's see, this border from here down, I had it all the way across and I came all the way down, and I believe all of this. I don't remember if I did the heart or not, but I think so. And all of this down. I think I worked 7 days on this one, because the days, those particular days, several of them I didn't get to stitch but maybe an hour. But it's going quickly, and I think it is so cute. There's not a lot more to finish right down here, and this border needs to be finished. It's going to be so cute. So cute. So thank you, Abby. And also, I told y'all last video, I needed somebody to remind me that it was dark 13 stitching, and Lucky Riley 5 on Instagram did exactly that. She messaged me and said, hey, it's the 13th, and showed a picture of Miss Mary Mack. So thank you so much, because honestly I had no idea it was the 13th. I never know. Excuse me. And then this is the wordplay that I was trying to get to earlier. This is all I've gotten done on January, so obviously he's not going to be finished this year. Well, he could be, but he's not going to be, because I've got a couple of new starts that I want to work on. My next whip that I'm going to work on is going to be, I'm going back, and everything I brought into this year, and oh, it's not this book, it's a different book. You should see what a mess I've got here, y'all. A Savior's Praise will be the next one that I start to work on, and it was started in April of 20. Well, on my notes here, I've got 2019 on Miss Mary Mack, so maybe she's not too old after all, but I really think it might be 18. And Winter Rose Manor was started in February of 2020. So, A Savior's Praise I will work on, and then I will work on Coming to America, Brenda Gervais. A Savior's Praise, you know, is Shakespeare's Peddler. And Coming to America was started in August of 20. So those are the next two of my older whips that I'll be working on. New starts. Okay, this is one of the bags I told you that I had made from a tea towel. This one is one we bought in England at Stratford-upon-Avon, Shakespeare's dwelling place and stomping grounds, and Anne Hathaway's cottage, which we toured. I fell in love with that whole area. Would go back in a heartbeat. It was so beautiful. Shakespeare's birthplace is on here. Holy Trinity Church. Anyway, it's a great bag. I love it. And I put some seersucker on the inside. Colorado Cross Stitcher has got a winter cross stitch camp starting on February the 1st. So I will be posting this as my start for that. It is Shepherd Sampler. This is by October House Fiber Arts. When Anne posted this on Facebook and Instagram, I immediately, well, not immediately, because it was like the weekend or something and they weren't there. They took the week off after Christmas. I guess that's when I was trying to call them. But anyway, as soon as I could, contacted her and told her I wanted this pattern. And she was temporarily out and has reordered. So if you're interested, it is so sweet. This will be my Colorado Cross Stitch Winter Camp start. And I am going to stitch this on 32 count creme brulee, which the recommended is a 36 count creme brulee. But I just didn't want to do a 36 count. I wanted this to be an easy one. And I'm using Weeks Dye Works charcoal, which is the recommended. And if you use a 36 count, 1 strand over 2, you only need 4 skeins. But because I'm doing a 32 and because I haven't stitched on this fabric, I don't know if I'll use 1 thread or 2. So I went ahead and ordered 8 because thread is thread, right? So February 1st, that will be that start. Also, because it's Valentine season, I've already done the One Love pattern, but now I've got to decide. I want to do a couple more. I've got this pattern from Heartstring Samplery, which is her Festive Little Fobs Valentine edition, and these are very small, so that would make a cute little bow filler to do a few of those, maybe on some scrap fabrics. But I also have Brenda Gervais Valentine Sampler that has some that are small but not tiny like the fobs. Can y'all see? Oh, it's such a terrible glare. Let me take it out of there for you. I said it was a beautiful sunshiny day, and you can tell it with the glare on this. Oops, fell out. Okay. I just don't know. I think I love that one. I think I love them all. But I think this is what I might start next. Let's see what it says about it. Oh, it's got too many pages. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't really look that up, and I'm going to have to pause and put it back in its little plastic thing, or I'm going to lose the parts because it's got some inserts. While I'm thinking about it, let me say something about the sound on these videos. I think they're doing better, and because I don't have anybody commenting anymore that they're not hearing well. And I'm not, excuse me, not using the microphone. I use a Mac computer to video on, and I have discovered that every single time it updates, it changes the sound settings. Every single time. I don't know why they won't leave stuff the way they found it, because that's what my mama taught me. But I always go back to the sound settings and make sure that both input and the output are up as high as they will go. And that seems to be working better for me. I hope it is for y'all. The next thing that I would like to make, this is, my name is Lydia. I was, Shanda in Idaho on her Flosstube showed this book 2 or 3 videos ago, I think, and I immediately looked for it and bought it because I loved it. It's got some great stuff in it. And this is not a cross stitch, but look at this wool pair. Isn't that cute? I've got all kinds of wool and wool that I need to use, wool that I need to get rid of, honestly. I've bought a ton of wool because I've done wool applique for years, but I also bought a lot of wool things at Goodwill and felted it myself. So I think I'll make several of these pairs to put in a, I don't know, in a bowl or something, because I really love that. That's on my new start list as well. And then, I'm almost through, y'all. What have I bought? One more Valentine pattern. Brenda Gervais, of course. This one is called Love Notes. I've seen several people that have already stitched this. They're adorable. I don't know which one's going to be first for me. I love the hearts and I love the little XOXO. Those are really simple ones that I could do quickly in an evening. I love this one that says love, but I think I'm going to substitute for the little lady right here and maybe put some of the XOs in there or some hearts or both. I love the Be Mine. I may leave off the chickens. I don't know. I want to stitch several of those. And then I bought one other pattern from Not Forgotten Farm, Kind Words. I want to stitch this for myself. I want a reminder right beside my bed so that I go to bed seeing that and get up seeing that so that I will remember to always use kind words. That's going to be a fast one too. They also had these little tiny boards. I bought a couple just to see. I think some of those little fobs that I showed you from Heartstring Samplery would just be really cute on that right there. It's got a little heart here. I bought one rounded top and one squared off top. They're very inexpensive. Okay, I also almost one more category I think here, y'all. People just are so kind and generous, and I've said that multiple times before, but kindness is kind words. You see what I just had. I want to be reminded always to be kind and to be generous. In fact, I told a friend yesterday who sent me one of these gifts that she's younger than me, but I told her I want to be like you when I grow up because she has such a generous heart, such a generous spirit. Anyway, Marcy Thiessen. Marcy and I have been friends for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. Have been to a couple of retreats, not together, but together at the retreat. One here in Arkansas that she came to. We had such a good time. Such a good time. Marcy, you know, last time I mentioned I had not made any floss cards, floss tags, because that darn website just threw me off. And I had gotten some from Melanie Smith Yarns and, I'm sorry, Melanie, can't think of it. And Marcy also sent me some floss tags. Are these not the cutest things? Just adorable. So, Marcy, I thank you so much. And also, Daylene, who is forever grateful, so grateful, Daylene, sent me some as well. And if you don't know what this is her dog's nose. I just love it. I just love it. I laugh every time I look at those. So, Daylene, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. And Linda, who won a giveaway from me, sent me a thank you, which was really not necessary, Linda, but I do thank you. I appreciate it. She sent me this adorable pattern, which I had not seen before. His name is Henry. Folk Art Designs. Cute, cute. And also a tea towel. And a very sweet note. Very sweet note. And then my friend Susan, who is, she's the one I want to be like when I grow up. We were talking a few days ago, and she is doing a class with a shop near where she lives, and I can't remember the name of the shop. Let me see. It's not on here. It's not on here. Anyway, and they were doing Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting's salt box patterns that are free patterns on her blog. I'll try to do a link on that too. I hope I remember, and if I don't, somebody tell me. Susan printed those patterns off for me. They're all free on Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting's blog. And let me see. It's Pinker in, let me just show it to you. Pinker in, not I-N, but just the letter N, Pumpkin Quilting and Stitching. Here, I'm going to just hold this up here where you can see it right there. And you can take a screenshot of that. She has tons of free patterns, y'all, tons. And they are so cute. I know Cynthia Brew stitches a lot of them. Just adorable. But Susan didn't just print those patterns off for me. She sent me her leftover fabric, which is a 32 count beautiful beige, because she's already stitched these. And she sent me some Lori Hope fabric for the backings. See what I mean? Generous heart, generous spirit, sweet soul. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it. One more thing. And you, if you're done with the cross stitching, you don't need to stay for this. It's okay. I'm all right. I'd love for you to stay. I have been asked about my closet over here that has the gingham curtain on it and what I keep in there, how I store things. So I'm going to turn my computer and show you that. It is not a work of art, y'all. It just isn't. That's all I can say. And that's okay. We don't have to have everything be a work of art. Okay, I'm turning slow, so I hope I don't make you too dizzy. And I know it's kind of dark back there. That's where my threads, my overdyed threads, and my silks are hanging on the back of that door. And that closet is actually a pantry. And all right, there. Let's see what you can see here. Maybe. Whoops, sorry. Those clear boxes are my cross stitch fabric. They're labeled as to the count. On that shelf, there are more of those bags that I showed you earlier. There are a few books on one side. That bolt is fusible fleece. The shelf below it is where I keep my thrift shop frames and boxes and things from Hobby Lobby that I pick up that I find on sale. They're all waiting to have something finished on them. The shelf above the fabric has my featherweight and a couple of boxes. One has my Q-snaps in it, and one has, what's in that one? Velcro and elastic, because I categorize everything. And then on the top shelf, which you can't really see, I have pillows and pillow forms. Down below on the floor, which you also can't see, I have a bag filled with my scraps of mat board and foam core, and a bag that has mending and blocks and handkerchiefs and stuff that I want to put onto bags or make bags out of, and my light box. So that's what I've got in the closet. These back here, I actually have one empty drawer. Nope, I filled it up. The small wooden things, those are larger wooden things on that shelf, like picture frames. Smaller frames and smaller wooden plaques and things are in one of these drawers. The top drawer there are my tools. I have a drill and a hammer and a screwdriver and those kind of things. The bottom drawer is a miscellaneous drawer where I keep things like freezer paper and things I use to craft with. And then all three of those drawers are wool. That's why I said I need to do something about my wool. So that's going to be the next thing I work on, is wool. I have some big pieces of wool that came from skirts or jackets, different things like that I bought at Goodwill. Things that people gave me, blankets, old wool blankets that might have had holes in them. So some of that stuff I'm going to go through and divide up, and maybe that'll be part of a giveaway. We'll see. I'm almost out of breath. I've talked so long. Almost an hour, y'all. 50 minutes. Okay. That's going to be it for me for today. I hope you are well and that you're having a good start to the new year. and that you're looking forward to Valentine's Day. And if you don't have a significant other, if you don't have someone who's going to send you flowers or buy you candy, then do it for yourself. Self-care we're talking about here. Take care of yourself. Okay? Y'all have a great weekend, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.